everybody, it's not really a joke video, my old videos. This is serious stuff here. I'm going to do a rant about this a little bit. But I'm going to show an example of this. And this is a weird thing. Excuse me. I don't know if my 360 is glitched. I got an Elite 360 with the Wi-Fi thing on the back of it. I'm wondering if that's messed up. We're going to go into that later in the vid. Anyway. I got on my 360 recently. I saw they changed the dashboard. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now, I don't know how recent this is. I don't know exactly. I can't get specifics of this, and I'm going to talk about that. But this is different. They changed it. All of this shit is new. Like, you had these 3 buttons here, and you had one big thing, right? I'm pretty damn sure that they got all this stuff. I'm pretty certain, man. This is the same. This is the same. But then they shrunk this. Now they're down to 2, so it's not consistent. Then it goes back, like, it's just, it looks weird. This is new. This I know is new. I don't know how recent, but this is not the way that I remember it being, right? On the dashboard. They changed it up. And it's just like, why? The Xbox 360 is going to be 15 years old in a few months. Xbox One came out almost 7 years ago. A few months till 7 years of that thing. Like, this is an old, irrelevant console. Games haven't been made for it in half a decade. Why did they update the dashboard? I know it's a minor update. I don't know when they made it, but why? Like, why do you need to update this thing? And it's not even that good of an update. It just looks weird. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't like it. I really don't like it. Now, every Xbox dashboard is a regression from Blade's dashboard. And I do have a 360 console that has blades on it. And I have one with an XE. Now, people may not believe that, so I will make a video. I know I've promised to make a video on that for a long time. But I promise, man, this summer I am going to make a damn video on it. Hopefully within the next week, too. I'll have a video out on my 360s that have not custom dashboards, but old dashboards, blades, and an XE. And I'll show you guys how much better the old dashboard used to be. Much, much, much better. Design, everything about it was better. So it's like, how did we get to this crap? And it doesn't even look like the one before this, before they made this minor change. That wasn't good. They just made shit already. They just made shit more shit, basically. It's just silly. Now the thing that I don't get, I'm gonna sign out of this account. Sign out. Super freaking slow. This is why I'm wondering. I'm thinking that my Wi-Fi adapter might be messed up, or Xbox Live is having a huge problem on the 360, or just in general, because it's super slow in the dashboard. Thing is, I can pull up this one and use it just fine. But here it's super slow. Oh! Even then. That's weird. But whenever you're not connected to Xbox Live, it goes back to the old way where this is just all filled with one big tile. Now I'm going to get online here. Let me just set this down for a second. I'm going to get online and I'm going to look up Xbox 360 dashboard just to see if I'm not going crazy. Huh. I see what the change is. Okay, I was partially correct. Guys. I'm trying to find info on it. But the thing that I did see, this is weird, guys. I'm not sure if I'm just an idiot or whatever. You guys can comment if you have seen this earlier than I have. But this is weird. Really, really strange. I'm going to make an update video on this. There's a fly, fucking bastards everywhere. Ah, shit, well. So I was partially wrong. Now, in the old dashboard, just before this one, you'd have content here, but then these ones were ads. Ads for other stuff. Games, movies, whatever. And now it's just buttons. And as a result, they thin these down. Now, if it wasn't such a pain, I would plug in that 360. I also have a... Well, I'm on a record, so it doesn't matter that much. But, I don't know, man. I'm going to do an update vid on that part. But anyway, I just wanted to use this as a setting to talk about something, a bigger idea. So even if I was partially incorrect about that, whatever. They still made an update that I don't like. But, it's just a general sign of there being a big regression in UI on everything. Website design even, just anything like that. There's just been a huge step backwards that's been made. Everything's got to be big and thick and flat. No transparency, no glossiness, no 3D, anything. It's just flat, flat, flat. And the Mac is the same way. Everything's the same way. Windows 10, Google Material Design, things like that. And the new YouTube has just been going downhill for ages and ages. Their new Creator Studio sucks. Extremely difficult to use. I don't know how the hell people can botch things that were already fine to begin with. I mean, damn. We had UI design down. We had it down over a decade ago, man. Talk about mobile. Okay, there have definitely been improvements made in mobile UI. Some improvements made in the last decade. But at what cost? The design as a whole has gone down epically, just freaking huge. So, this is just my video about freaking UI updates because it pisses me off every time I go on a website and they change the goddamn layout of that website, or it just gets this new design that's like tablet oriented, and it's just like, what the fuck? You know, the iPads can support a desktop website now. Like, dude, it's not like that anymore. We aren't trying to converge technology like we were 8 years ago with Windows 8. We're not trying to do this hybrid crap anymore. At least most people aren't. I don't think it's a good idea. Let the devices be their own thing. It's my view. I don't know if that's the market's view, but that's my view anyway. We don't need this shit. We really don't need it. So, my complaint, yeah, why is everything got to be like a goddamn smartphone or a tablet UI? Wasn't the opposite back in the day? It was the opposite, man. They were trying to make a mobile device like your freaking laptop or desktop computer. And then I guess once the touchscreen came in, and the modern smartphone as we know it came to be, that started to turn around and reverse. Especially after the iPad and tablets became popular, I suppose. But, anyway, it's just so annoying. I don't know. It's like, it's not a big deal. Man, it is. It really is. The amount of time, the amount of features that have been removed, I mean, damn. Oh, even, there's just simple things that I used to know how to do with YouTube that they fucked up. There's a lot of sites, like even, you know, some forum sites, the design gets regressed, features get buried, Just many, many apps. Like features, things that used to be like 1 or 2 clicks away are now buried in menus. And you gotta go search and find the crap. And it's just like, why do you need to change these things that are inherently simple and are right there? There are some things that just make sense, so don't change them. Don't try to couple things. I mean, man, if it was easy to use, if it's a like, just let it be. Let it be. I don't know. It's just a big freaking rant of mine. And yeah, I don't know. You guys know how I feel about this if you've watched my channel for a while. That I'm not a fan of this. And like, especially, why are you trying to make a goddamn tablet website for a computer? And this is a small computer screen, dude. 21.5 inches. This is small now. But it's like, even a display this size, this isn't a tablet. Take a drink. Anyway, this is not a tablet. So why do I need a goddamn tablet website on that thing? All it does is waste space. Why do we have large displays on our desktops if we're wasting that space with frickin' mobile websites? That is the question. One of the things they did, you know, and you can customize this. You've always been able to customize this. You can, you know, like normally when you set up a computer or even on your phone or tablet, whatever, a URL is blue or it goes to purple if you've been there before. That's a standard. That's a freaking standard. And it was like that on YouTube until their material design update when it became black and there was no way to tell if you clicked on a video before. That was a very useful feature, and you could even change that color yourself. If you really want it to be black, guess what? It could be black. Both could be black. You could make it so that there was no distinguisher at all. But they took that away. Standard stuff. But I don't know, there's just really small nitpicks that I could make for hours and hours and hours. But the general thing is that this is a huge regression that we've made with UI. We don't need this. Like I said, we don't need freaking tablet websites on our huge desktop display. Even on a laptop, you really don't need it. Especially now that iPad OS now has it to where you can just request a desktop site, or you can always browse in desktop mode, I'm pretty damn sure. So like literally the iPad, as far as I'm concerned, the iPad is the only tablet. Anything else is irrelevant. Unless you're getting into 2-in-1s like the Surface Pro devices, just Surface stuff. The actual Android tablets are just junk. But yeah, man, I don't know. And even the phone, I mean, the phone displays have gotten larger. Shouldn't you make shit smaller now so that it doesn't look so blown up on the huge phone display? I mean, yeah, we can talk about, I could do a video, I guess, on WWDC before it happens, and like the fact that apparently iOS is going away as it is. There will be no more iOS. Because last year they came out with iPad OS, they kind of made it a separate deal. And this year, it's going to be iPhone OS, which is what it used to be at the start. And actually, I could not find it again. I looked for it, but there's still a place in iOS, like some sort of regulatory or help thing where you can see the OS, no matter what version it is, if it's 5, 8, 13, you could see it listed as iPhone OS, even if it was on the iPad. So they're going to apparently do that. There was a redesigned iMac rumored, which apparently is not happening now until they switch to ARM, and that's the other big thing. I could do a rant video on that, but maybe I will do that, but I'll wait for the actual event to happen. So, yeah. But anyway, that's not the topic of this video. It's just the UI stuff. Well, I don't know what else there is to rant about, because that's basically it. Well, I guess another thing you could bring up is Windows 10. You can get into Windows 10 shitty UI. The flat stuff I don't care for. That's not necessary. That's not inherently the problem. You can have flat UI that still looks good and gives you the info that you need. It's not like comically large and just, flat UI is not necessarily the problem here. But I don't care for it. Oh, and there's that fly. I'm gonna kill it. Kill it. Damn it. Thing's been bugging me for a while. Just a small little fly. What was I on about? Oh yeah, Windows 10. But we can talk. Here's a huge problem. Windows 10, the freaking start menu has ads. Yeah. That's just ridiculous. Xbox One. Should we make another video on that joke? Should we make another? I'm sounding like I did in that 2015 Xbox One rant part 2 right now. Should we really make another video on the joke that is Xbox One? And especially the dashboard. They have just made that worse and worse and worse. I'd say that the... I'm sorry. I'm sure you're hearing the fan noise really loud. I'm sorry about that. Didn't think about that. I just need to sit in front of it because it's really freaking hot in here. But they updated the Xbox One firmware again, and it became even more shit. I'd say the Xbox One firmware, not the original one was the best, but the one, like, when the first updates when they had backwards compatibility added. I think that was whenever it was best, and they've made a lot of changes. I don't know, I'd have to go back and look. It's not like a complete overhaul since then, but they've just done a lot of weird shit that it's just, like, so ridiculous. Like, why do you have to change where the goddamn downloaded, where your games that you can download and all that different... Like, why do you have to change that every few months? It's like, what the fuck? Just keep shit in the same goddamn place. Imagine if on, like, the Mac, okay? I don't know how many people got... I don't know how many of you guys know Mac OS. Imagine if they just moved the downloads folder. Got rid of any shortcut to it. Or, no, keep shortcuts to it. Just move them around into weird places. And move the downloads folder. Make it something maybe like in documents, or in your computer, actually like in your computer. That would be bullshit. Like, there's no reason to do that, but that's what they're doing with Xbox One. It's just making silly, stupid changes like that. And I don't know what PS5 dashboard is going to be like. Oh man, I'll make that as my WWDC rant, whatever. Whatever. I'm pretty freaking tired too. I'll make that as part of that rant. I'll talk about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X a little bit, and it's probably going to be a big joke on both frontiers. So, yeah. Yep. I'll do part 2 of this rant tomorrow. So, I guess less than 24 hours from now. So I should hopefully have 3 videos up in less than a day, which will be nice. First time in a while. So, this is my totally disjointed mess of a rant on UI. And I hope you got some enjoyment out of it. I hope that you have an opinion of your own. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. But, yep. Catch you guys later.